So, in true Miraculous fashion, we finally have episode 1 of season 6, Climatiqueen. This episode does a few important things. It reintroduces Aurora, aka Stormy Weather. It gives us a real update on where Adrien and Marinette are emotionally post Gabriel's death, and it sets the tone for what feels like a more mature season overall. We start off with Aurora, who we haven't seen this much since the most useless episode of Miraculous, Stormy Weather 2. She's trying to pivot from doing weather reports to becoming a social media personality. She joins a challenge run by Chloe Bourgeois on the Miraculous version of TikTok, where the winner receives their greatest wish. She's putting in the effort to create good content, but she's clearly stressed, constantly comparing her views to other creators and starting to spiral over not being seen or appreciated. She starts out by posting content about meteorology, but soon realizes that no one in Chloe's Bee community cares. So she sets out to trying many different forms of content to gain relevance, leading her to follow around Adrien and Marinette to make it seem like their relationship is on a downward spiral. And what if I said this reminds me of Miraculous YouTubers speculating on when they'll break up? Moving on to Adrien and Marinette, this episode focuses more on the change in dynamics Adrien is experiencing after the death of his father. When he's calling Marinette, we literally see him sitting in what looks like his former room on a mattress on the floor. All of his furniture is seemingly gone and there are haphazard paint swatches on the wall. Okay, because genuinely, what was wrong with his old room? So is this just like is he just doing a little room redo post Gabe death? I'm assuming what this represents is just like he doesn't find the same things fun anymore. Obviously, he has different hobbies now, or, no hobbies now that he truly enjoys. So I'm assuming that this just like bare room is kind of representative of the fact that he doesn't know what he truly likes and that he's like going through like a room makeover or something. The theme of Adrien not knowing his true passion is further explored in this episode, with his stress about Natalie not having to create a schedule for him anymore. And I just want to say, does he really not like any of his hobbies? Like, maybe it's just because he associates them with his father, but you're telling me he doesn't want to continue any of them? Because he was teaching her Chinese in that one eco special episode, but I guess he just really wanted to hang out with his girlfriend. So, or like, what about playing piano? Did he really not like doing that either? Because he did that with his mom. We see him and Marinette explore many of her own interests and disinterests, but Adrien doesn't seem to click with any of them. He says he only enjoys the activities so much because he's with her, which is really cute. Eventually, after the subtle introductions of 2 new characters, Aglaé and Diane, Aurora is akumatized after she does not rise to the top of the competition leaderboard fast enough. When she finally breaks under the pressure, she gets turned not into Stormy Weather again, but into Climatiqueen. This time, her power isn't just controlling the weather, but it's also controlling people, and making them follow her so she can beat this Chloe Bourgeois challenge. Eventually, Ladybug and Cat Noir take on Climatiqueen. The action in this sequence is pretty solid, and I just want to say that the new animation is looking very gorgeous in these fighting scenes so far, and I'm really happy about it. Also, it's super nice to see a more mature dynamic between Ladybug and Cat Noir, because I feel like they were just working together so seamlessly, and it was kind of weird to see them, in such a healthy dynamic without anybody, being jealous or being stressed over, anything like we've obviously seen so much in the past seasons. I would also say that Adrien and Marinette's civilian dynamic has also matured significantly. Marinette is supportive, but she's not pushing him to do only what she likes. Their dynamic feels calmer and more grounded than it has been in past seasons. And because of this, we get some super, super adorable scenes that we would have never gotten. Like the scene where she kisses his face and says I love you a bunch of times. I was actually dying. Y'all should have seen me because I was on the ground, dead. But also that scene was such a parallel between Elation with Cat Noir. At the end of the episode, Marinette urges Adrien to find out what he really is passionate about, but without her there. He walks away and then sprints by his house, and I really thought an interesting plot point was going to be developed here. I thought we were going to get an Adrien secret, maybe he was doing things he wasn't supposed to, but I don't even know what he would be doing. I don't know what I thought, but I didn't think that he would just keep running and then meet Sublime? And also, are you telling me that running is his passion? All that buildup for running? I'm not trying to be a hater to all my, cross-country, track, even just casual, fun running enthusiasts, but I feel like Marinette and so many other people, like Marinette, Felix Kagami, even if some of those people are influenced by their parents, they have such cool hobbies. I thought we were gonna get a super cool hobby from Adrien too, and you're telling me, oh yeah, I would like to run. And I just want to say that this introduction of Sublime felt super intentional for episode 3 when she's properly introduced. We 100% were set up to think that she was plotting on Adrien. And obviously we know after sublimation that there's nothing malicious going on there, at least as far as we can tell. I personally don't think that she'll ever be set up in a bad way, but I could understand why you would think that, especially from this episode. It's set up for us to think that Adrien has a secret going on, and for that secret to be that he's running with this girl. It really does make sense why Marinette would be a little suspicious. Obviously her behavior in sublimation was weird, but I think that any teenage girl would be a little bit sussed out by their boyfriend not knowing his true passion and then discovering his passion is running with a different girl. Oh, so you hate me. Oh, so you want to run with this other girl. Oh, so you didn't want to do any of my hobbies, but you do want to run in silence with this random girl who sings to animals and plays the harp. They don't tell us too much about Sublime from this episode, but I can tell she's gonna play more of a role in future seasons. I did get a lot of heat for saying that she was gonna end up with Luca in my last video. And by the way, if you haven't watched that, make sure to go check that out because I go more in depth about what I think Sublime will do in future seasons. Because there's no more Miraculouses left, so I don't really know what the writers are planning to do with her. Although I did really like the animation and just the cool visuals of the fights. And I also liked, the cute moments and the more mature relationship dynamics that we saw in this episode. I still do have some critiques of it. I felt personally that it wasn't as strong as other first episodes. Obviously, we didn't get this episode first. We got 3 or 4 other episodes before this one, so we've had time to kind of sit with their narrative. But this episode is supposed to be our introduction to that, and I really don't think it foreshadows or even gives us a good picture of what the rest of the season will be like, because it felt really overcrowded. We got the introductions of 2 characters, Aglé and Diane. If you didn't know, Aglé is the one that was super nervous and that was talking to Aurore in the beginning of the episode before she gets akumatized, and Diane is the one that was at the top of the leaderboard, the one that has the really cute pink strands, pink braids that go up into cute little face buns. And I don't know, I feel like the other first episodes, for example Truth and Emotion, set up an interesting plot line and just kind of gave us actual interesting things to think about. And another thing that I don't really get in this episode, and something I have a little bit of a problem with, is the fact Marinette's characteristics in the episodes we've gotten have been completely different from each other. In this episode, she's very relaxed with her relationship with Adrien, but in the next episode, Illustrator, she's insecure and she doesn't know how to talk to him and she doesn't know how to behave like a couple. But I don't really get that, because in this episode she was kissing him and saying I love you and doing all this stuff, but then in the next episodes she can't kiss him suddenly, she's anxious, she's insecure, and I understand that people have their ups and downs and not everyone is acting the same every day. When it's to the point where it doesn't seem like the same character, it's just confusing to me. As far as we know, nothing happens between those episodes. I think they just wanted to be able to, give Marinette some goofy moments, but in doing so, they kind of forgot all of the character development that she went through in season 5. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought of this video and this episode in general. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and also comment down below anything that you thought or any video ideas you may have for the future. Have a miraculous day, you guys. Bye!